me I'm too smooth.
How's everybody doing today? It's your boy JTRunninMan. We back at the Favorite Factory, 1118 Broadway. I'm here with a very special guest today and a co-host, a very special friend of mine, my man Tino. How you doing today?
I'm doing well. How y'all doing?
Doing good, man. And we actually got a very special guest today. Harlem's in the house, ASAP in the motherfucking house. My man ASAP TyY. How you doing, dude?
ASAP, you already fucking know. Straight from New York.
Straight from New York to Denver, Colorado. This your first time here?
First time.
And it's kind of cold outside, so you made it on a not so good time. We get a good summertime.
But it's normal. I'm used to this shit.
Okay. Oh yeah, you from New York, so it's a little cold out
Yeah.
there. It's a big mecca out there in Harlem. Y'all got a lot of music out there. Y'all got a lot of influences. I grew up listening to Dipset a lot. Fucking Joel Santana, Kim Jones, Cameron. What's a lot of your influences, or you get influences from the niggas that you grew up around, or?
Of course. New York City is big. Man.
It's a lot of other shit in New York. Too, yeah.
I grew up listening to Big L.
Yeah.
Of course, Dipset.
Yeah.
Biggie Smalls is one of my favorite rappers. A lot of Jay-Z, State Property. List goes on, man. It's a lot of good legends out there in New York City. The variety. I don't really have too much of a favorite because I listen to a lot of variety of music.
So I can choose too, yeah.
I had a question.
Shout out to New York City. What's up?
You know how that whole Beast Coast movement, you know what I mean? We look back a few years ago actually. How was it that like you guys had like people from Harlem, people from Brooklyn, people from Queens, you know, like Action Bronson and shit? How was it like so dope because you see New York divided for such a long time and the music was really like just New York music, but you had like kind of Mindstone and Mano and Lloyd Banks and like Fabo out for a while, you know what I mean, like for a time period, and then you guys kind of came out. So like, how was it when it was like for people from different boroughs to interact like that? Like, how was the formulation of that?
I mean, honestly, I don't really think it was. Everybody had their own creative style. I don't think it was really too much of a difference, you know. When actually everybody united, it was all peaceful. It wasn't the way it was seen, the way the media probably made it seem, or the way it was back then, you know. Everybody just had their own styles and people just repping where they're from. And unfortunately, we were divided by a little bit of water. So, you know, people like to rep where they're from.
And people always say like, you know, New York needs to be like kind of, you know, like you said, it was the birthplace of hip hop and shit. So people have a lot of, you know, ties to the past, and they want it to sound a certain way. You know, from New York hip hop, I want it to sound like this. I want hip hop to sound like this. And then when ASAP came out, they were kind of like the forefront of like, yeah, we from New York, but we gonna do this shit different. How did y'all take that step, take that lead, take that role? And now I feel like it's even opened up paths for all of the type of music that's coming out, not just in New York, but in the whole country.
I think just
like wave started.
What might have kind of sparked the world was just it was a bunch of young, creative kids that wasn't scared of, I guess, of a backlash or how people will feel about us believing in something that people was considering different at the time.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't normal at that time when one was coming out. You know what I mean? Yeah.
And then kind of to see like it change just soon as like we kind of like stepped up and kind of show that there's a lot of diverse to the whole game, or it's okay to be different, you know what I mean? And that was just, I guess, the main point we were trying to get across, that it was okay to be different. You know?
Just because we from here, just because we grew up like this, don't mean we have to sound a certain type of way. We can make the music we want to make.
Facts.
And that's what's up, man.
And it wasn't just only music, it was fashion and whatever else
that's true.
creative that any person had that they wanted to do. So it wasn't just about the music.
And that's how ASAP is put together. Y'all got a bunch of people who's doing all kinds of different things and everything like that.
Yes.
So how'd that come about, actually, like the whole ASAP, like the mob, you know what I mean? Like, how did that develop? And just like a background of that? Especially your ties, you know what I mean?
We were all like childhood friends, like, you know what I mean? We all grew up around each other. We used to all go to like similar venues and we all just like kind of clicked. It was like an organic click. It was nothing that was forced, you know? Either one of us went to school with another and we went here and then we met here. It's crazy how it just all connected.
Y'all was just friends at first.
Yeah, we was all friends at first. We just had a vision and dream. We didn't have no idea it would be what it is today, but.
And when y'all just turned in from we hanging out, we chilling, we a group of friends, when did that turn into the ASAP mob that we have today?
I would think it always been that. It was just that how can we kind of structure this and project this to the world? How can we show the world what we're doing? How can we affect the world by this?
Yeah. So I also want to talk about, like we said, you got a lot of culture in your city. I know that you real into the bikes. We could tell by the, even like clothes that you wearing and things like that you real into the bikes, four-wheeler and all that. When you say bikes, you talking about four-wheelers, dirt bikes, all that shit, motorcycles, all that shit.
Facts.
How did you get into that? Because we don't got shit like that out here. Niggas don't ride bikes like that out here.
Honestly, it's crazy because I get this question all the time, being that I'm from the city. I actually started from like BMX, like I was riding BMX bikes. So I used to ride bikes when I was probably, I'd say like about 3, 4 years old. I probably took my training wheels off probably when I was like 5 or 6 or something.
You've been riding bikes, okay.
Then I just like kind of like the Rough Riders was a big influence. I used to watch I used to play like PlayStation games, Dave Mirra, Matt Hoffman, all type of games like that. So we started playing the motocross games like Ricky Carmichael and a bunch of people like that. So then I just gradually like got into it. I actually started hustling and I got enough money to buy my bike. My mom didn't want to buy me a bike, so I had to start hustling, and I finally got some money up and I finally bought my bike, and then it was just history ever since.
What was the first bike you bought?
First bike I bought was it was a KX80 big wheel. I forget the year of the bike, but it was a KX80 big wheel.
Right, so as a beginner, what kind of bike would you recommend for a nigga like me? And I'm scrawny too.
I probably wouldn't even recommend you to ride a bike.
Maybe start on the BMX.
You probably need like a scooter or something. Or try something electric.
I might try one of those electric scooters outside that we got right now.
Or definitely like something with like a little...
Maybe the hoverboards right now. I'll just start on that 2 wheels and we'll see what happens.
Those might get a little dangerous. Be careful.
I almost fell over on one of those.
You might could start off on something real light. You might could do like a little 80.
Okay.
Maybe 85 or something, but you gotta work your way into it. You might probably try a 4-stroke so you get easy on the gas or something.
So I also want to move on to talking about your most recent album, The Troubles of the World.
Thanks.
Yeah, I fucked with the album. I was actually listening to the shit on the way over here. And like we was talking about earlier, with the whole New York sound and everything like that, moving in a certain direction, I really feel like this album is, like it's grimy to the, like it's real to the core, to the heart, and I feel like you can hear where you're from in your voice and when you on the track. Has that always been your style, or did you kind of put that into this album? I mean, you obviously got the turn up songs. There's the club hits on there too. Even that's a little bit more like your direction. You know what I mean? So, how do you work with that New York sound, or you kind of was that just for this album?
It's kind of just me naturally. It's not, nothing is fabricated. It's just me being me.
When you go into the studio, you don't have you don't be like, I'm trying to make this type of song.
It's funny because I argue with myself all the time. I happen to not write, so some of the songs that I have, I got this engineer. He don't even be listening to beats at first, so we'll just start off like tempos or something like that at first. Or sometimes I might come to him with an idea or something. And at the end of the process, it never come out the way I went through. But it wound up being some fire shit. Like I say, we gonna go left with this shit, and then we just go right. But it just be some shit that went right.
So I go in the studio and come out with something else.
Yeah, I go in the studio and it's like I'll never like premeditate this shit. Just like whatever happens.
Get into it and just see what the fuck come out. Right. Yeah. I also wanted to talk about on the cover of your mixtape, you had a picture of ASAP Yams. Rest in peace, Yams. You know what I'm saying?
R.I.P. your homie Yams.
You want to talk about why you wanted to put that, why you chose to use that image on the front of your album?
It's funny you say that because a lot of people say it was Martin Luther King.
Oh, okay.
But it's crazy. It's just been a big major inspiration through like my whole career, you know, and just the kind of talks we was having before he actually passed and certain things we would speak about. It just kind of just gave me the strength to just do what I'm doing now and just really take this music shit by storm and just never give up and just always strive and prosper. So shout out to the homie Yams, man. We'll forever live in your name.
All right, man. So let's talk about why you actually out here in Denver. Why we got you out here in Denver. And before we start talking about that, I want to bring out my nigga Rafi with Low Key Industries. Give him a round of applause for
Really get that guy.
How you doing, bro?
Ralph was popping.
You already, bro. I like your sweater.
All right, so we got some of your guys'. This is some of the collab right here, right?
Yeah, it's all the collab right
Okay,
there.
this is the whole collab right
That
here.
beanie too.
What's the idea behind this collab? What was y'all?
The whole idea was like an 80s skiing vibe
Okay.
to go with like the Colorado vibe.
Yeah.
So we could bring New York up in this bitch, you know?
Kind of dressed for the winter.
Very rare, might be a scare.
What was your guys' process behind actually putting these clothes together? How did you guys collab from two different states?
So basically, my boy Grime 2, shouts out Grime 2, shouts out Grime 2.
Shout out Ground 2.
He's the dopest tattoo artist in Denver, by the way. Check him out, Certified Customs. But,
Shout out Grime too.
But anyways, yeah, fucking, he linked us together because like him and fucking Ty go back from New York and shit. Fucking, he was just like, yo, let me fucking get you in contact with Ty. We got on FaceTime. We were just talking ideas and shit, and those ideas turned into fucking physical items, you know?
Okay, so like when you say you guys FaceTime, y'all, those ideas turn into items, did he like, y'all get on FaceTime, y'all talking about a collab, he's like, okay, this is what I want on it, and you made the clothes happen, or did?
So it was like, we'd be on the FaceTime and fucking, like, every fucking day, and then we'd be, like, making rough drafts after rough drafts, and then going back to Ty and be like, yo, what do you think about this? And then him putting some different shit up in there, you know what I mean?
Telling you what he wants, telling him what I want in this collab, what I want to hear. Okay.
Yeah.
And the process basically just came from, you know, looking at old like fucking dirt bikes, you know what I mean, like, or like dirt bike jerseys, and then we realized like, yo, our fucking market, you know, they wear how a Patagonia or like Colorado, you know what I mean, the Colorado market, Patagonia, North Face, Columbia. So it's like, it was something out of our norm that we'd never done before. Because if you know Low Key Industries and you understand like the history of it, we never fucking would have. If Drew was alive right now, we never would use those colors. You know what I mean?
That's what I was gonna
Just
say.
off
How'd you
rip.
guys come up with that color scheme too?
I mean, when you look at the ASAP facade, bro, it's fucking vibrant. You know what I mean? Like every single mob member, bro, every single one has like as you say, own style, own characteristics. So I mean, what we tried to do, bro, was bring, you know, it's how I wanted to bring was just like this whole fucking biker lifestyle, neon colors. Vegas was an inspiration for it.
Okay.
And then when we were designing the jersey, I was like, man, if we can do full sublimation and have like, you know, the ability to do anything, let's get crazy with it, you know? So I fucking had this idea of like, yo, what if we had a full over print of like someone's like doodle book, you know what I mean? Like a drawing book.
Like in a classroom. Yeah.
So the fucking, I found the texture, and then we just started getting it popping, bro. And there's a bunch of drawings of shit that you would see, you know what I mean? Just from random doodles in a notebook. A lot of it, you're gonna see an emphasis from both of us on design. Like you're gonna see a lot of TyY, you're gonna see some Rock, you're gonna see some of me. You're gonna see some Drew in there, you're gonna see some Horace, you're gonna see, you know, it was kind of like a dope collaboration from the whole Low Key staff. Cause we were like literally we designed this, bro, honestly within like a week.
Really?
Deadass, we designed this shit in a week, and shouts out our fucking manufacturer, Faisal.
Yeah, man.
He fucking manufactured that shit in a month. So we got all this shit popping in like 5 weeks. And I put together fucking his show for Favor, promoted the fuck out of that shit, and I got him booked at a nightclub, Onyx.
And this is your first time ever doing any type
Yeah,
of promotion?
that's my first time doing any promotion for any type of shit like that, besides like Low Key, you know what I mean?
So a nigga doing pretty good then.
Yeah, we out here.
So all this shit, this is a limited release, obviously. It's coming out, we're gonna drop it tomorrow.
Yeah.
At the Favor Warehouse. Make sure y'all pull up 1118 Broadway, Denver.
Oh
shit.
Pull up, motherfuckers.
Make sure y'all pull up. It's
Pull
gonna be
up.
a limited release. This gonna be on. Are these gonna be online or is it only gonna be for sale?
It's gonna be an in-store release, then we're gonna do an online release later on.
Okay. Okay, so
in
y'all
the future,
motherfuckers that's out there gonna be lucky. But
in the future,
make sure you
expect
here.
us to New York because we're gonna be fucking all the boroughs up.
February, we up in New York. It's about to be fucking lit,
We're
baby.
gonna have another pop-up shop in New York in February.
Yeah.
So make sure y'all out that bitch too.
You might see a restock of what you see here, but there's definitely gonna be
A lot of
New York only pieces that you're only gonna get
Yeah,
in New York.
different colorways, the same pieces.
Those ones will be in-store only.
Yeah, that's only gonna be in New York. Like, you
Okay.
can't get that shit unless you're not in New York.
Okay.
Facts of life is gonna be a whole lot of crazy shit. So expect that. Look out for that. And also look out for that new mixtape coming out, which is called Project Rockstar. We about to get a sneak peek into that. Listen to that. Skirt. You already know. Signing out, motherfucker. ASAP TyY. You get me? Boom. No. It's your shit, man. Ha.
She making good. Something hard to find when you in the hood. Don't get this shit misunderstood. These niggas turned their back on me and I knew they would. Hit the top.